What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, my name is AkeemHaynes. I'm a two-time Olympian, Olympic bronze medalist, author, motivational speaker, and sports commentator. On my channel, we talk boxing, MMA, track and field, and of course, motivation and encouraging content. If this is something that you enjoy, then I hope that you subscribe to the channel. Now, let's get into the video. Hannah Rankin versus Terri Harper. Now, this is an interesting matchup, right? And it's kind of madness when you're just looking at it on paper. Hannah generally competes at 154 pounds. Terri Harper generally competes at 130 pounds. And now she's putting on 20 plus pounds. So it's interesting. Nonetheless, also got to take into play that weight gain and weight drop. There's a precise way of doing it. There's a wrong way of doing it, and there's a right way of doing it. And it's not just in boxing, it's in all sport, right? Like, for example, when I used to run and compete in track and field, my generally race weight is usually between 162 to 165. Somewhere in there was that sweet spot for me. Now, my general walking around weight is usually 173, 175, 176, somewhere in that area. But to get to race weight is a combination of a few things, right? To be able to get down to the weight and still have the energy to do the day-to-day activities along with training, well, it takes a certain level of precision and accuracy and strategy and plan to be able to do that. I'm assuming Terri's walking around weight is probably 140, 145, so she still has to gain 10 extra pounds correctly. I'm sure her team has implemented a great plan of how they did that and are continuing to do that accordingly. I was encouraged by the videos that I've seen of her and the photos that I've seen. It looks like she put on the weight the right way. She looks strong. She looks good. But she's still coming up, 4 divisions. And it's one thing to train at that weight, but it's another thing to be inside of the ring when someone who is generally in that division is coming to hit you, and now you have to move with that weight. What is that going to look like? So the question is, can Terri Harper carry this new weight the whole fight? That's one of the questions. So now that we've gotten that out the way, a little bit of backstory, let's get into this fight, and let's start with Hannah Rankin. She's coming into this one on a 3-fight win streak. Before that, she suffered a loss against Savannah Marshall, in which in that fight, she just didn't have the skill set or the tools to be able to compete with Savannah Marshall. Rankin comes to fight. She uses her feints well. She has a good right hand, but there's not a lot of pop that I've seen with it in the past couple fights. In the fights that she's lost, she didn't use her size. Her opponent pushed her back and had her fighting off the back foot, right? And she found herself in trouble. She overextends herself at time and doesn't cover up defensively, and then she gets caught. I also didn't see any switch or different approach to her attacks and combinations. It was pretty straightforward for me, and you could almost kind of see it coming. In this fight, she has the size advantage, and I want to see her use that size and that frame in this fight. She should be the one dictating the pace and hopefully winning most of the exchange. At least so you would think. The thing with her as well, too, is she has the experience factor. She's fought at a high level. She's been in there with some of the best in that division and moved up to fight some of the best in other divisions. So she has that experience as well, too. She can take a punch. She's big, she's strong, and she isn't afraid to fight. And I have to respect that about her. Even though she has a few losses on her record, she does not back down or go away from fighting some of the best. So I have to respect that a lot. Now let's talk about Terri Harper. Now, the thing with Terri Harper in this whole situation, right? I don't think she would take this fight if she didn't think that she could win this fight. If she didn't see something in Hannah Rankin in her last fight, she probably would not take this fight because on paper, it doesn't make sense. But perhaps she saw something. No, not perhaps. She must have seen something that gives her the confidence to say, you know what? I can beat this woman. There's been plenty of boxers who moved up a few classes to get a belt against a champion they knew that they could beat, but then they went right back down, and very few stayed. Perhaps this might be one of those cases, right? We know what happened when Terri Harper fought Baumgardner, but before that, I mean, she was doing very well. She moves well around the ring, which will be key for her, right? She uses the jab to set up her shot. She picks her spots well, slips in her hooks with precision, especially that left side. She's a good combination puncher, hits the body well. So while Rankin may have the size advantage, there's a lot of things that she does better than Hannah Rankin, right? And I think as long as she stays within her skill set, she'll be okay. I don't think she should be going to this fight looking to mix it up with her from inside the pocket. I don't think she needs to do that. I think that's dangerous for her, right? She can outbox Rankin, not with ease, but with comfort, right? She can pot shot Rankin all day. She can slip in lateral combinations against Rankin and slip out and continue the lateral movements and get herself out of danger. But if Rankin imposes her size, well, that could change things. If Rankin gets her on the corner, that could change things. If Rankin gets her alongside the ropes, that could change things. But I don't think Terri Harper is going to give her that opportunity just to do that. I think the movement that Terri Harper usually does, I think this is going to be a key in this fight. And that is why I have Terri Harper winning this fight on point. I just think, based on my experience in professional sport as well, you do not take certain opportunities if you don't believe you can capitalize on them. And I definitely think she saw something in previous fights that she can exploit. And I think her speed and accuracy will be the defining factors here. I don't think Terri Harper will allow Rankin to get too close to her where Rankin can impose her will. But if Rankin does get close, well, it could be a problem. And I don't think it'll go well for Terri Harper, right? She's still in the back of her mind. In the loss that she took against Baumgardner, that hit is still in the back of her mind. So I know that she does not want to be in that position again. But how tough is that chin now that it's been exposed by Baumgardner? So I do have Harper winning this fight. I think she is going to fight from a distance. I think she's going to use her movement. I think she is going to use the jab. And I think she is going to win this one on points. What are your thoughts on this fight? How do you see it going? Who do you have winning? Definitely let me know. If you would like to support the channel, there's a couple ways you can do so. You can like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you'd like to support by way of donation, you can find options in the description below. Also, my Cash App handle will be on screen as well. Any amount goes towards the growth of this channel and will be greatly, greatly appreciated. If you would like to follow me on social media, my social handles will be on screen as well. So if you've been watching the video this long, then do me a favor and subscribe to the channel, and we'll definitely see you next time.